Well, this morning, Hurricane Erin is regaining strength now at a Category 4 storm. You're looking at the radar that shows the most recent path for the storm, where Erin is sustaining winds of about 130 miles per hour, with tropical force storm winds reaching 230 miles an hour.
I want to show you video posted on X. You can see just how strong those wind gusts can be there. Whole communities without power. Erin is still expected to avoid a direct hit. That's the good news. It is passing north of Puerto Rico and then will likely curve back out into the Atlantic sometime next week. But the National Hurricane Center says Erin will produce life-threatening surf and rip currents along much of the U.S. East Coast and in the Bahamas. Of course, a lot of people keeping an eye on this, whether you have family or friends who live there, or maybe you have travel plans. People keeping an eye on this one.
And everything's intensifying as it moves towards the U.S. East Coast?
Yeah, so yesterday it did drop from a 4 to a 3, but it went through what we call an eye wall cycle, and now that cycle is complete, so it's strengthened back into that Category 4 storm. We've been keeping an eye on that out in the Atlantic Ocean, and things have certainly intensified and is expected to continue on that more northerly track over the next few days. Wanted to show you the potential track as models read this right now, all the way through Wednesday afternoon. This is going to continue more north, and then it's going to be interacting with some of those upper level winds that will actually push it back out to the east, and then it moves into some cooler ocean waters, kind of loses some of that momentum, and will drop back to a Category 2 storm, looks like by early Friday morning. But noticing as it does approach the outer banks of North Carolina up through the mid-Atlantic coast, that's what's going to produce potentially some of those very high waves, as well as very strong rip currents across the eastern seaboard Wednesday into Thursday especially. So we're keeping an eye on these forecasted wave heights here. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon Wednesday. As that continues to lift north, could see in excess of 20-foot wave heights in the mid-Atlantic states up through the New York coastline, as well as the coastline there out toward Massachusetts, before it eventually makes its north and northeastward movement back out into the ocean there as we get into next weekend.